What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be doing something that's a little bit different. We're not going to be playing any matches. Instead, today we're just going to be opening a hell of a lot of packs. So I did do the pre-order for the Sparks, so we bought the 50 packs, and yeah, I figured we're getting close to 1,000. I've yet to do a pack opening here, so figured let's give it a go. I know some people enjoy pack openings. Me myself, I kind of like them. Right? You get to see like what the random number generator sort of gives people. We also get access to the Liliana Dreadhorde general card right off the bat, which is nice. We get the card skins and we get the little cosmetics for Liliana, so super awesome. Now let's go ahead and open 10 at a time. There's no reason in making it slow. We might open the last 10, you know, one by one, just to get the full feel for it. So furthermore, for doing the pack opening, I figured I'd go through and speak about what cards we're getting and you know, the potential for the decks. So Nisa, I've actually seen do really well in the pre-release event. Built with the right cards, she can she can definitely mess up a build. I like seeing 2 copies of Vivian right off the bat. Really good cheap planeswalker for mono green. Vivian's Arcbow is pretty fun. I love a Johnny the Greathearted. So yeah, you can fully expect to see some Selesnya builds early and some green builds, because I think Nisa is actually better than what I originally gave her credit for. Vivian is fun. We got a Chandra, which is nice. Let's see. Oh, I don't think this is the version of Chandra that I like. She's okay. She's okay. This is like a mono red version. Command the Dreadhorde is super fun. I am super happy to get this card. So we can choose any number of target planeswalker or creatures in any graveyards. That's really fun. And then we take damage based on their total converted mana cost. So if we have some way to negate damage to ourselves for the entirety of a turn, then we can negate all of the damage and choose everything in the graveyards, right? So it's really fun. And if we manage to pick up, oh no, I opened one. I meant to hit open 10. All right, well, we will be opening the last 9 slowly. So Narset's Reversal, I mean, it's more of like a play around card, so it could be fun for us, right? Nonetheless, let's open 10 more, see what we get here. We're gonna have a whole lot of wild cards, so I'll be sure to check where we're at after this pack. So we got a God Eternal, Kefnet, awesome. Oath of Kaya is really good. Living Twister is a weird build around card. Tomik, I've seen him in some really cool legendary decks actually, so that's kind of nice. Karn's Bastion is you know, it could be played. Finale of Promise. This is a card that I actually didn't test out too much in the pre-release event, so I'm kind of excited to get it. We actually had 2 copies of Tomik. I'm not too happy about that, but Bolas' Citadel is fun. That's nice and interesting. So what are we at? 18, 23, 6, and 6. Okay, so we'll see how many we get for the remainder 29 packs. Another God Eternal, Kefnet as well. I'd like to get Oketra. If you're listening to me, RNG Jesus. Teferi Time Raveler is really nice. Domri Anarch of Bolas is fun in my opinion. I don't really like the Silent Submersible, but it is what it is. Sorin is really fun. I don't think single combat is that good. Soul Diviner, I had someone make this comment on my stream the other day, and that was that Soul Diviner is just trying to be good, but it like sort of falls flat. Maybe if it wasn't in the tap, maybe if you could. Although paying 1 is kind of expensive to remove a counter. I don't know. It might find its way. Krenko is super fun, super awesome to see that. Another copy of Karn's Bastions and Tamio. Hopefully y'all don't hear the cards driving by or the dogs barking too loudly. But yeah, Tamio. Could be fun if we tried maybe for a very specific kind of deck, like maybe an Elf Ball Simic deck. I don't know. We'll see. We still have a lot more packs to open here, so 19 more packs. Let's see. Finale of Revelation is fun to pick up. Niv Mizzet Reborn, a card I actually didn't get to explore that much of either. And we have Widespread Brutality. I'm loving it. Solar Blaze is some excellent mass removal. Bioessence Hydra. Key card in MTG Jeff's Hell Hydra deck, which actually swept us pretty nicely. Ilrog is a nice pickup. I'm loving seeing more Eternal Gods. So Commence the End Game is a really nice and really fun amass card. Living Twister again, you know, not exactly where I want to be. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Museum Tank becomes an artifact creature and gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's 3 mana. We might be able to make a deck work with that. Awakening of Vitu-Ghazi was actually a really good card, so super happy to see that. And now we'll open the last 9 packs slowly because you know, I accidentally opened that one. So Despark could be pretty good. We'll have to see how the meta goes. Ravnica at War seems more like a sideboard card, really, but we'll see. Fair's Time Twist I enjoy. Spark Harvest is some okay removal. Bond of Flourishing is pretty nice. Evolution Sage, yes, hell yes, actually. Oh, and we got a Nicole. So y'all can be expecting a Nicole deck for sure. So a lot of fun cards. I'm really glad that I decided to go with the pre-order. Yeah, I really don't like seeing a Johnny's Pridemate. I do have plenty of them already. So some more mass cards I'm happy to see. Heartfire is it's some removal. I don't know if we'll ever be playing it, but it is some removal. So Spellgorger is kind of fun. It's a play around kind of card. Tamio's Epiphany is nice. Let's see. 5 more packs after this one. Pledge of Unity could be fun in a Selesnya deck, right? Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature, and we gain 1 life for each creature we control. So maybe in like a life game Selesnya deck. And we got FBLTHP, the Lost. Probably just call that card the Lost from now on because I'm not gonna pronounce that first part. Teo's okay, not too exciting. Stealth Mission's fun. And yeah, Lazotep Reaver I think is actually pretty okay card for 2 mana. Kiora, that actually works really well with the Bioessence Hydra. Chandra's Triumph is okay. Again, most of these cards are like sealed or maybe draft specific, but that's alright. I don't mind picking them up. We got another Mythic Rare, which is nice as well. Alright, 3 packs to go after this one. Let's see, Gideon's Sacrifice. And then after we open all the packs, I'll go and select specifically War of the Spark, and we'll take a grand overview over all the cards that I've got. An Emergency Zone is fun. Rouse Outburst I don't think is that good. Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, for those of you that might have missed the stream, I did make a Jace tribal, and that was super fun. So, Gideon's Sacrifice. This is actually one of those cards that I was talking about that can work really well with Command the Dreadhorde? I think that was what it was. The card that brings all the things, all the creatures and planeswalkers back from the graveyard and then deals damage to you. So you can use Gideon's Sacrifice, right? Choose a creature that you kind of want to kill anyways, or maybe it doesn't really matter too much. And then all the damage that would be dealt to you for the converted mana cost of all of those creatures and planeswalkers will instead be dealt to that creature. So really nice. Unlikely Aid is actually a pretty good instant card, right? +2, +0, and gains indestructible. So some really cool combat trick stuff you can do there. I'm sorry. I don't know how to English today. Kasmina is actually pretty cool. We could maybe do a wizard build around with her. Got another Proliferate. You know, single combat, if I just never got another copy, I'd be happy. The fact that it's a rare kind of bums me out, but I guess it means that once we get over 4 copies, we'll at least be getting gems back. So, a Jaya, Venerated Fire Mage. I kind of do enjoy Jaya. A little bit costly, but still a fun card. And the Dreadhorde Twins, which can activate our Rakdos zombies, so that's nice. Mobilized District. Really, this card feels like it could see play in a lot of decks, right? You pay 4 mana and you get a 3/3 creature with Vigilance until end of turn. Still land, the ability costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature and planeswalker you control. So people are probably going to be playing more planeswalker. Could have just been from the event, you know, everybody wanted to try them out. But I feel like there'll be at least, you know, 1 to 2 planeswalkers per deck in the new meta. So this could be nice, and it could slip right into most decks, as I said, because it is just a land. It's a land that can become a creature when you're down and out. So this will be our last pack, and then we'll go go look at things. So another copy of Gideon's Sacrifice, not bad. Deliver Unto Evil. We could actually play this in that Bolas deck I was talking about. So choose up 4 target cards. They can be any 4 target cards in your graveyard. If you control a Bolas Planeswalker, return those cards to your hand. So for 3 mana, we get to return 4 cards to our hand if we control a Bolas Planeswalker. Otherwise, an opponent chooses 2 of them, leave the chosen cards in the graveyard, and put the rest into your hand. So pretty nice little effect there. I do kind of like Grim Initiate. Another copy of Kasmina. Kiora is more of a draft card, but yeah, another copy of Emergency Zone. Emergency Zone is kind of nice. So let's go ahead and let's find a deck to delete here. Now let's go ahead and hop in to our deck editor, and we will go to War of the Spark, and we'll take an overview at all the cards that we got, because we didn't get to see all of them, because the first 40 we opened in mass packs, so we didn't get to really see. So here will be a grand overview of everything. Gideon's Triumph is kind of nice to have. It is some pretty good removal. Also, just a quick little note. So it says attacked or blocked as in past tense, which led me to believe that you would have needed the damage to have actually gone off, or whatever from the creature for it to be activated. But that's not true. As soon as they tap and are in the attacking state, you can actually use this card. So don't let the wording there confuse you. So let's see. Sunblade Angel, that could open up some more Angel decks. That could be really fun. Past that, I'm not seeing anything past the interesting cards that we already mentioned. Rising Populace actually could be a really, really fun play around card, but it is a common, so you don't have to open that in a pack. You can probably pay. Also, our Mythic rare wild cards are up to 7. Our rare wild cards are up to 11, 35 uncommon, and 26 common. How do we get more uncommon wild cards than common? Not gonna complain, certainly, because I feel like uncommon cards are better than common cards on a general scale, as they should be, but it just seems a bit odd, right? So let's look. Let's look. Spellkeeper or Weird. That's actually a pretty nice card. Again, it's common, but it's a play around. And Jace's Triumph, that could go into another Jace tribal deck if I wanted to recreate it. So we did get 2 copies of the God Eternal. That's nice. We ended up with 4 copies of Kasmina. So yeah, good thing I said I like that card, right? Thunderdrake is excuse me. Thunderdrake is really cool. It is a blue spells matter kind of card, but it is very nice. I like Kaya's Ghost Form. The commons in the set are actually really, really nice, as I'm noticing. They're really fun. So that is good news for all the players out there like me that don't drop too much money. I think this 50 is the most in one lump sum that I've dropped on the game. So let's see. Yeah, there's 4 copies of Spark Harvest. Let's see what else we got over here. I don't think Bleeding Edge will actually be that good, as there's a lot of creatures in the new meta that are above the 2 health. So Davriel is fun. Davriel's fun. That's like a discard styled card. Bolas' Citadel is fun. It is Command the Dreadhorde, so yeah, this works really well with, I believe it was Gideon's Sacrifice. Yeah, Gideon's Sacrifice. And we ended up getting 3 copies of Gideon's Sacrifice. So there's a copy of Liliana, so y'all can definitely expect a zombie deck in the works. Now let's take a look at all of the red cards we got. Jai's Greeting is some actual okay removal if you know they're playing creatures, which you never really know. So maybe not that good. Maybe it was just really good in draft. But it is excellent in draft. 1 copy of Krenko. Would have liked to have seen more, but that's okay. 2 copies of Tybalt. Not a huge fan of Tybalt. He's just not that scary, but I guess it could work perfectly fine into a mono red deck. We got the Dreadhorde, we got Ilrog, which is really nice. I'll probably be picking up God Eternal Aketra. We do have 7 mythic rares, and honestly, God Eternal Aketra is probably my favorite of the God Eternals. She, he, whatever. It's just so good, so fun actually too. Good and fun. That's like the perfect combination in a card, right? So there's Finale of Promise. We can try something out with that. My phone's going off at the most inopportune time. We did pick up 3 copies of Evolution Sage, which is really good for that proliferate deck that I was talking about doing with the Johnny the Great-Hearted and Mowu, which is another key piece. So yeah, really awesome pickups in the green category. Dovin's Veto is a really excellent card. Y'all can probably expect to see 4 copies of this ran in almost all control decks dealing with the Azorius color scheme at least. Dovin Hand of Control is not that great. Cruel Celebrant is kind of nice to see. Oath of Kaya, 1 copy of Sorin, which love Sorin by the way. Mayhem Devil could be some fun, like treasure map build around kind of deck. Also the card art, I just want to say, is absolutely awesome. This devil is riding a unicycle, carrying 2 fireballs, escaping from an explosion. I just want to emphasize the amount of mayhem that is truly happening in this picture. So Angarth's Rampage is actually kind of good because you get to choose one. If it was just target player sacrifices a creature or an artifact, the value would probably go down. But because you can sacrifice a creature or an artifact or a planeswalker, then pretty much what happens most of the time is as soon as your opponent plays one planeswalker, you're paying 2 mana to remove them. So widespread brutality, like I said, zombies. Zombies are just going to be so fun for me this set. We have Braska Swarm Eminence, which is a pretty cool planeswalker. I'm sorry. Again, I can't English today, so it's okay. But nonetheless, she says whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a player or planeswalker, put a +1/+1 counter on that target creature. So, or not target creature, but on that creature. You don't have to target them. So, yeah, it could be really fun in like a Death Baron kind of deck, right? And then we can -2 her and create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with Death Touch. And whenever this creature deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. So it gives like planeswalker Death Touch on a creature, which is really nice. Domri's Ambush is such a good card, right? Because your creature doesn't even have to fight them, it just deals the damage. So basically what we're doing, and it is sorcery speed, so it's a little slow, but still fine for 2 mana. For a red and a green, you can put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control, then that creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. So again, you don't have to fight with them, which means you don't have to worry about the health of your creature matching up or whatever. You still get to deal the damage, and you're putting a +1/+1 counter, all for 2 mana. Yeah, sign me up. Domri's Ambush. I will be picking up 3 more copies of that card. Anarch of Bolas, like I said, it's fun, it's cheap, it is a rare, so it's not cheap in that manner, but it is only 3 mana. So, and being able to make your creatures uncounterable, you know, even if it's only for a turn, really nice and really key if you're in a control matchup. Heartwarming Redemption, I never found a place for this, but maybe in like a Jeskai Spells Matter kind of deck, this would be really good because it is 4 mana, it's an instant speed, discard all cards in your hands, then draw that many +1, you gain life equal to the number of cards in your hand. So in like a Jeskai Spells Matter, this could be an excellent way to, you know, replenish your hand, 1, 2, help you out in those aggro matchups. So maybe it's just because I don't play a whole lot of Spells Matter kind of decks, but could do really well. Maybe in a Spells Matter Boros deck. Who knows? Nahiri, Storm of Stone. So someone had requested that I do basically an update video, or rather a War of the Spark version of my Jeskai enchantment deck. So this card is going to play right into that. As long as it's your turn, creatures you control have first strike. Also going to be beautiful with Quende, right? Because Quende gives all of your creatures that have first strike double strike. This is a 4 mana card that gives all of your creatures first strike as long as it's your turn every single turn, which is, you know, then giving them double strike on your turn every single turn. Nonetheless, and equip abilities you activate cost 1 less to activate. So all of the equipment spells that you throw down, Helm of the Host, Short Sword, you know, whatever it may be, they're going to cost 1 less to actually equip. So that's really nice. And then you can always minus Nahiri for X, which is, you know, whatever number you choose, and then she just deals that much damage to target creature. Target tapped creature. So will not work against vigilance creatures unless they like convoke with them or something. But yeah, still a really good effect, right? Because that's enough That's enough to kill a Ferox. So, Nullhide Ferox. Nonetheless, we have a Solar Blaze, which is really good board removal, especially if you're playing like a big defendery kind of deck. Like your creatures have a lot of health. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. So it's like a Justice Strike for the whole board, right? Which I kind of like how it's the beam shooting at a Parhelion here. Makes for some excellent card art. So Huatli's Raptor, you can definitely expect to see this in this Proliferate deck with the Ajani, the Greathearted. But just in general, I think you're going to see this card in the standard meta. So yeah, don't be surprised when people pick up that card. By the way, it's 2 mana, 2/3 with Vigilance, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you proliferate. So just huge value there. Huatli the Sun's Heart actually builds into those defender decks that people enjoy so much, myself included. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and you can -3 her to gain life equal to the greatest toughness among creatures you control. So kind of works. And it's good for offsetting you against the aggro, right? Because she comes down for 3 mana, which is same cost as a High Alert. So, and she is only uncommon as well. Pledge of Unity, we talked about that. Ajani the Greathearted. I talked about how much I love this card. I think it's excellent. Kiora works really well with the Bioessence Hydra right here. So yeah, it could be pretty fun. Also, Kiora works really well with ramping decks because you can get her down on turn 2. Then you can tap however many elves you have, tap 2 of them, and then untap 1 of them, and then tap another, tap it again to gain double the mana from 1 of your elves. Or say you have, I'm blanking on it now, an Incubation Druid, right? And you have it adapted, or you have a counter on it. Maybe you didn't adapt it, maybe you just put a counter on it somehow. So then you tap it for 3, -1 Kiora, untap it, tap it again for 3. So that's 6 mana coming from 1 creature. That's that's crazy. So Nicole, like I said, definitely going to be seeing a deck with that. Niv Mizzet could be really fun. We actually got 3 copies of Emergency Zone, so we will probably see a Wilderness Reclamation Emergency Zone deck in the near future, as I think that would be really fun. Let's get on down to our artifacts. Guild Globe, I could see it working well in some decks, right? Maybe in some kind of Niv Mizzet deck. Basically, you pay 2 and you draw a card immediately, and then later, sometime in the future, whenever you're a little mana screwed or you need that, Nico Bolas, you need that 3rd swamp or whatever, you can pay 2 mana, sacrifice the Guild Globe, and add 2 mana of different colors. So any 2 mana of, as long as it's different colors. Iron Bully, I mean, you may see it in our artifact-based deck, but it's not something to write home about, really. Same with Mana Geode, and 3 mana just to add 1 mana of any color just seems a bit expensive, but again, you may see it in an artifact, very colorful artifact deck. You do get to scry whenever it enters the battlefield, but it still seems a bit lacking, especially whenever you have this card, which for 1 mana actually seems a bit better. So Firemine Vessel enters the battlefield tapped, so you can't use it on the turn you throw it down, which would be kind of nice because then it's essentially only 2 mana, right? But nonetheless, you tap it and add 2 mana of different colors, so it could be really good in a Niv Mizzet Reborn deck. Saheeli's Silverwing is kind of an interesting card. So pay 4 mana whenever it enters the battlefield. Look at the top card of your opponent's library, so you can kind of know what they're going to draw, kind of prepare ahead for it. So it could be really good in an Artifact Matters kind of deck. God Pharaoh's Statue, I enjoyed this card so much. So for 6 mana, which it is really expensive, but it's definitely worth it. Spells your opponent's cast cost 2 more to cast. All of them. All spells at all points. So that's intense, right? You get one of these down, okay, their Bioessence Hydra just went up to a 7 mana card. Their Kiora just went up to a 5. Their Niv Mizzet just went up to a 7. It's like, what? The value you can get out of this, if you can get it down, or rather when you get it down, it's huge. And then at the beginning of your end step, each opponent loses 1 life. So as if the cost 2 more wasn't enough, you're just going to give them a little flick to the face at the end of each of your turns. You get 2 of these down, all of their spells cost 4 more, and you're dealing 2 life guaranteed at the end of each of your turns. Then you just control the board state outright. Yeah, and it's uncommon, so everyone that wants to pick this up and try it out, it is legendary. Oh, okay, so you can't have 2 of them down. Unless, can you spark double? We'll look more into that. But yeah, could be a super fun and interesting card. So then we have Eugen's Conjurant, which is really a nice card. So you pay X, and then this card gets X +1/+1 counters on it. So you pay 5, you're throwing down a 5/5. You pay 6, you're throwing down a 6/6. Very basic sort of math with it. Nonetheless, and then if damage is dealt to it, you remove +1/+1 counters. So take that into effect. You know, it doesn't get to win a battle and come out unscathed. It does come out missing whatever life it lost. So you go up against a 3/3 and you have Eugen's Conjurant at a 5/5. Yes, you're gonna kill the 3/3, but then you're gonna minus it down to a 2/2. So, you know, be wary with it. So yeah, that's gonna be our 50 pack opening, and we got a hell of a lot of cards, a lot of stuff for me to work with, kicking this off into this new season. And as y'all can see, we already have a lot of gold, a lot of gems, so I can do well, basically a lot more stuff. And let's look at the card sleeve. It is kind of nice, kind of basic. I wish they would have animated the inside, or maybe this little green part, something like that. But yeah, that's gonna do it. So also wanted to say thanks to everybody that supported the channel thus far. Y'all are awesome. We're at like 860, 870 something now, so getting so close to 1,000, and I really do appreciate it, especially since we just started this past October. Yeah, it's just been a fun and awesome ride thus far, and I hope y'all will y'all stick along with it for the future. Any of those of you that are new here and this is your first time visiting the channel, what's up? My name's Chance. You probably got that from the intro. But yeah, we try to keep things pretty chill here and pretty laid back at the least. We may not always build, you know, the world's best deck, but we'll build one at least to have some fun with. And I think that's gonna pretty much do it. So probably won't be getting up any more videos today. I've already put up one of the deck techs. Maybe I might come back and live stream tonight. Doubtful though, so don't hold me too closely to that. But yeah, that's gonna do it. As always, I'll see y'all, and peace.